last one.
Sure. Thank you.
So similarly, when you analyze the text and whether the sentence is intentional or not intentional, it will be very clear from. So if it is intentional, there are some verbs. Intentional verbs and unintentional verbs are commonly used in Nepalbhasa. But those are the intentionality is based on the meaning, not by the structure, the meaning. So when you use the sentence, if you want to do something intentionally and you use a particular verbs, which is very common in Nepalbhasa, but if it is unintentional and very commonly you use the unintentional verbs. So that's my point of saying so. Okay, now since Kundu is here, so did you listen all what he was reading?
I did, sir. Only background noises are
Okay. So may I ask Pawanda what we have just understood? So maybe she can understand what we are saying right now. Can you summarize what you just understood? Just to give it a try.
So any action that can be intentional or unintentional,
right?
So it is important to understand if the action is intentional or unintentional, and the verb, we have a different verbs like yae and kai, which is which says which indicates the intentional quality, and there are verbs like jue or y, which does not indicates the intentionality, right? So for example, if the rice is cooked, it's already cooked, so there's not a specific intention. But if you go as like he cooked the rice, then he intentionally, we are saying that he has done something and cooked the rice. Yeah, so that's the difference.
Okay.
So if I give you an example from Nepali language, can I say that the pani paryo?
No.
How do you say pani paryo? So pani paryo is unintentional, but you cannot say that pani paryo.
Yes.
Pani paryo is unintentional because it just happened. Nobody did to make it pani paryo, right? So it just happened. That's unintentional. But you cannot use that pani paryo, means from pani to it become ice cream paryo. Can you say the water become ice cream?
No.
Never. So that is not available mostly. It's not important in Nepali, but in Nepalbhasa, it's very clearly the features are very important for learning the Nepalbhasa. So that is the main point here. Now in the bottom, there are speaking practice. I like Kundu to read those sentences, please.
Jigu jajula, jigu jayata.
Okay, so what's the difference? Jigu jazula.
Mero kam sakyo?
Still not quite.
Mero kam bhayo.
Mero kam bhayo. So who did it? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, and then next one.
Jigu jayata.
So it's intentional, right? Somebody did that work, right? Intentionally completed the work. That's the same thing. So okay, go ahead. Next one.
Macha to dijula, macha to diyata.
So what's the difference?
The bacha thulo bhayo.
Okay, by itself, right? By himself or herself, right? And then?
Macha to diyata, bachalai hurkayo.
Okay, so it's a different word, different meaning. So it's very important for Nepal. So go ahead, next one, please.
Jigu no chipa jula, jigu no chipa yata. Chipa भनेको सानो हुनु. मेरो लुगा सानो भयो. अनि जिगु न चिपा याता मेरो लुगा सानो गरिदियो.
Okay, so clear that, right? So when the tailor completed the short, and it turned out it was short. I couldn't. It doesn't fit. So it's small for me. So now, chipa zula, then he needs to make it, chipa yata. So he's the one who did it. Intentionally, he's the one who did it, right? So not accidentally did it. So those are very important. Okay, next one, please.
Iti lo wala, इति ल वयकला पानी
धारामा
आयो धारामा पानी आयो अनि वे कालको ल धारामा पानी ल्याउनु मिलेन पानी खोल्नु वे कल धारामा पानी खोलिदियो धाराको पानी खोल्यो
Walla is come, right? Walla is come. Somebody did something to make the dhara open. So there is no exact word to translate into Nepali. Sir.
Okay.
धारामा पानी आयो धारामा पानी आउन लगायो भन्नु पर्ला सर
आउन लगाए okay
so intentionally did something yo जानी जानी चाहिँ धारामा पानी आउन लगाइदियो so that means somebody did something maybe there is a big panel big valve so that valve somebody opened intentionally then it came back that's kind of thing okay and then those the bottom two are very important to understand it's very clear go ahead next two
Waya he wala
okay
he way color
I think we did that because so he wala is a bladed so rugged ayo and then other one is rugged nikalyo and they squeeze rugged I think and the next one I think we already have that before
he rises
so vuye is to every single verb in Nepalbhasa has a multiple meaning. This vuye is to cooked by itself, and vuye can be carry a baby with you.
Okay.
So every single verb in Nepalbhasa has a multiple meaning, but it based on the sentence and based on the environment of the sentence is used. So one zat tula is one zatula is understood, and one kotula is also understood. One kotula means what? Usle kura bujyo, ani usle bhat pakyo pakayo. This is very very different, right? The whole sentence is different. One zatula, the bhat pakyo, usle bhat pakayo. One kotula, he understood the matter. It's same, the subject is noun is different, but the verb is same. One zatula, one kontula. Kontula is understood. Zatula is cooked. Completely different verb in Nepali and English. So these are the very important matters. So that's why and we also did that borrowed verb. I don't need to repeat that 26 or page number 36 because it can be a continuation from what we have just done, intentional action. You can borrow any verb from other language and put into yaye and druye. So that you understand, I'm not going to repeat that. Now moving on to adverbial phrase. Adverbial phrase भनेको के हो? के जस्तो लाग्छ? What do you think that adverbial phrase? So any verb, it needs to emphasize that emphasis of the verb is added by the adverb. छिटो छिटो दगुरियो पक्का पक्कायो अनि भट्टाभट हिँड्यो के छ त्यस्तै so you can imagine anything like that sir can you think of anything टुलु टुलु हेर्यो
थचक्क बस्यो
what do you say can kundu
झमझम पानी पर्यो
okay अहिले पानी परेको छैन होला
अहिले त छैन
So that's the adverbial phrase. So the pani porno, how the pani porno is happening is zamzam. It's like it's like a heavy rain. So probably in a heavy rain. Now, heavy rain, slowly, quickly, beautifully. So these are all kind of like adverbial phrase for for describing the extra quality of verb. So these also possible. Okay, I'm going to give you a turn to Pundu. Also read the paragraph, please.
Do borrowed verbs fit into Nepalbhasa? This lesson focuses on the structure of borrowed verbs in Nepalbhasa. It is quite common in most languages to borrow words from a
I think
dominating language.
Pundu,
Okay, you are on different page.
you're reading lesson 26. We
27. I'm asking for
Sorry,
27.
sorry. Adverbial verb. I'm so sorry. Borrowed verb. Okay. Adverbial phrases. In Nepalbhasa, adverbs consist of a ka segment. Many Nepalbhasa adverbs are not counted as adverbs in English. English adverbs generally have the li suffix, which can be translated into Nepalbhasa form, but may be identified as a different grammatical category. For example, the word sikka, balaka, and physikka are adverbs in Nepalbhasa. However, in English, they would translate into the words delicious, nice, and quick, which are more like adjectives than adverbs. Dictionary help is important in choosing the right adverb in Nepalbhasa.
So in English is confusing. He eats so deliciously. The food is delicious, but eat deliciously means how he eat is more like a deliciously. So those kind of things like if somebody smile, oh physica hasyo. So physica is an adverbial, adverbial phrase. The quality of quality of laughing is a physica. So that's kind of an adverbial phrase. So in most of the Nepalbhasa adverbial phrases, you just cannot directly translate into English as it is in English. It cannot be translated into Nepalbhasa. So only we understand that adjective is for the modifying the noun. Adverb is the modifying the verb. So that's the clue of understanding the qualities. So out of the part of the speech, so noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, and then preposition. So those kind of things are very common in most of the languages. But in Nepalbhasa, when you talk about the Nepalbhasa, adverbial phrases are very commonly used, but they cannot be translated exactly as we see in English. So that's the main thing. So alu tarkari shikasa. So what does that mean? I want to ask you to tell me, because English is already there. Tell me in Nepali. So I'm asking Pawan, alu tarkari shikasa. How do you translate that?
आलुको तरकारी एकदम मिठो छ.
So now you use the word ekdam and then mito, right? So mito and then, so there are shikka and then sa. So two words in Nepalbhasa, but in Nepali you say ekdam mito. So different way, right? So that's what's up. How about the other one? What taskam vayavana? Kundu, how do you translate that in Nepali? What taskam vayavana?
Oh, ekdam chito daburyo.
Here you go. So that's what it is. Kamala Banagandala, Pawan.
कमलले सबै राम्रोसँग खायो.
Okay. कहाँ पायो त्यो सबै चाहिँ? Banagandala.
एभ्रिथिङ भएको भएर चाहिँ मैले भनेको.
Okay.
कमलले राम्रोसँग खायो होला.
राम्रोसँग खायो. Oh, राम्रोसँग. So राम्रो is adjective. राम्रोसँग is making the adverb. नेपालीमा त्यस्तो हुन्छ. तर इङ्ग्लिशमा बालक नल. So bala and ka, adding a ka, like before we have a dash kkn, right? So balaka. So when you add that laka, that becomes adverbial. Shikka, sakka, tapyangka, bekweka, to kakka, adjective added, that becomes adverbial. Same way, wo chasma taya tau to sola. So what does that mean, Kundu? Wo chasma taya tau to sola.
उसले चस्मा लगाउँदा हैन.
Chasma taya tau to sola.
ताउ त भनेको के हो सर?
I'm asking you, so make a guess.
ताउ त swallow. Wait it last. Not even careful.
Pawan, any guess? There is a translation in English. Just make a guess.
Yeah, that's what I.
उसले
Solar is
चस्मा
हेऱ्यो.
लगाएर राम्ररी हेऱ्यो
Do it. Say it again.
उसले चस्मा लगाएर राम्ररी हेऱ्यो
It's not a ramrari. It's like a
विचार
stair.
गरेर
भन्छ नि stair.
घुरेर
निहारेर
घुरेर
Steering गर्छ नि हेऱ्यो
घुरेर
त्यहाँ आँखा
घुरेर
नजुलाएको घुरेर या घुरेर is
उसले
better.
चस्मा लगाएर घुरेर हेऱ्यो.
Exactly. So त्यस्तो बेला बेलामा कुन्दुले हेर्छ नि त्यस्तै. Okay, so next one we have a wo manu phik kanjila. I think we already have that sentence. Wo manu phik kanjila. How do you say that in Nepal?
त्यो मान्छे फिसिक्का हाँस्यो.
Physika, so it's the same thing.
फिसिक्का नै भन्छ जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई. फिसिक्का हाँस्यो.
Okay, so
खितिक्का हाँस्यो कि क्या हो? खितिक्का त भन्दैन.
So we are replacing physika with the pitika. Pitika? Did you say pitika?
ए मुसुक्का हाँस्यो. My daughter taught me. My daughter taught me.
You have a daughter?
Yeah,
Oh
she
my
taught me.
God.
It's मुसुक्का हाँस्यो. She's saying.
Okay. Guru jita shikka hai vuabila. What does that mean? Guru jita shikka hai vuabila.
गुरुले मलाई जित मलाई सिक्का भनेको सिक्का हवे बिला.
Yelled at me so bad.
मेरो गुरुले मलाई एकदमै नराम्रोसँग गाली गर्नुभयो.
Okay. So there is no honorific form in this particular sentence, right? It's like randomly. Guru re malai sarai gali garyo. Sarai gali garyo. So these are just a few examples of examples of adverbial phrases, which you will come across when you read the paragraph. You come across when people talking about it. So anytime you hear the kakka sound, so that means adverbial. You need to remember that. Shikka, pishikka, banglaka, toska, these are all like adverbial phrases. There are so many of them. And if you look at the dictionary, you will find so many of them. So definitely, I think we are moving into very, all the parts of speech are mostly covered. Now in a next paragraph, next page in 28, lesson 28, page 38. Pawan, can you go through with that, please? So I will read the paragraph first, then we explain.
Sure, sir. So lesson 28, imperative or command. The command forms imperative are irregular in Nepalbhasa. In this lesson, the verbs na, wa, da, ka, swa are command forms of nae, eat, wae, come, dae, say, kai, take, and soe, look. Obviously, the command forms are similar in structure to the roots of the verbs. However, the forms hu, ti, and hati are derived from wane, ba, and hai. The verb ba has two forms depending upon the direct and indirect recipients as follows. Ti, give it to me. Bui, give it to him or her. Similarly, there are some verbs that may be different in command form. It is necessary to understand that, in general, the command form is the root of the verb. This does not include the verb class segment la, as in the verb be. The negative form of the command is expressed by adding the phrase made, pronounced mate.
Mate, yeah.
Mate. Okay, so the negative form of the command is expressed by adding the phrase mate to the infinitive form.
Oh, it should be infinitive form. So there's a ti is an error.
Infinitive form. Biye mate, don't give it. Dai mate, don't say. Don't say.
Normally, command form भनेको चाहिँ अब कस्तो खालको हो भने अर्डर गर्ने क्या अर्डर गर्ने ए दे ए खा भन ल जा सुन so those kind of order प्रेरणार्थी के भन्छ प्रेरणार्थी नेपालीमा के भन्छ I forgot to accept words command form भनेको त्यो हो अनि imperative भनेको पनि त्यही हो imperative र command भनेको एउटै कुरा हो so it's the same form so most of the verbs in English also you need to have something to add in the command form just like a do it you just say do it doesn't work you have to say do it and then you are looking at the person's face do it that's the command form a command cannot be for the other people tell them to do it tell them to see it so command form cannot be to the other people so it's just for the in front of you and then it could be either dog or cat or animal or anything eat you put a whole bunch of grass for the animal and the animal is not eating and you are so mad and then just yell at the animal eat it cow so cow lao zao bhan sun gar all these root of the verb are also command form in Nepali same way in Nepalbhasa the root of the verb but it doesn't act as the same like we have in the root so how many verbs we remember now let's see I think we're gonna go to I'm going to test some command forms which form I have it. And the difference some useful verbs. Okay, page number 26. So let's test some command form of all these verbs. Okay, so do you have that page 26?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what could be the command form for Tonigu?
Tuna.
Okay, not quite. Kundu, can you try? Just the root of the verb.
Kha.
Tone.
No, the first one. Drink it. How do you say it? Drink it in Nepalbhasa.
Toneu.
So Toneu means let's drink, not the command.
So no ke bhancha haina ra? No.
To is to drink. So to. Now if you just say only to, because to and then no, that no changes into the nasal sound of the onshore. To. Give it a try. Next one. Tonego. What is the command form?
Cho.
Yes. Yes.
Cho.
If you say 2 times, that sounded like a Musakarasta. Okay. Third one. Danegu. What is the command form?
Done.
No N.
Do.
Yes. Now somebody's sleeping and you need to get up. And 2 times.
Do. Uta.
Okay. Next. Noegu. What is that?
No.
Yes. No by itself. Now. Next one. Daigo. What is the command form?
Da.
Yes. Harder. Da. Okay. And next one. Kaigo.
Ka.
2 times. Ka.
Kaka.
It's a command, right? Biego. Now this is a little bit complicated here. Biego doesn't go. B doesn't work.
Be.
Okay,
B?
so Kundu,
B.
I think we already have discussed, sent a paragraph somewhere. It's called view.
View.
So BA becomes view. Next one, Zue. There is no command form for Zue. I mean,
Yeah.
you
because
can
it's
say
happened.
Zuzu. So Lutsa Zue, right? Lutsa Zu. Can you say? Is it happen? Is it really easy to say Lutsa Zu? Badmas huno la. Badmas huno. Nobody said that Badmas huno. If somebody is Badmas, then you make a comment. But go ahead and become Badmas. Can you say that? No,
But,
it's not natural.
we can say Gyani हुनुहुन्छ.
Gyani huno is opposite of Zu. Gyani huno, Gyani Zu. You can say Gyani Zu, but without having any noun, so Zu doesn't work, right? Okay, so next one is Yaigu. So what's the command form?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you need to make it loud voice. Then it will back. Actually, command is a loud voice.
Yeah.
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 And then the next one is Shaigu. What is that?
Sha.
Okay. And next one, Pinkigo.
Pink.
It's a Pinkigo is a number 5 class of power. So it's a Pinky. Yeah. Pinky. Okay. So I think you got a sense of command and imperative forms. Imperative is a very grammatical word. Command is a regular, common, word. So far, any question?
Sir.
Okay, I'm going to move on to another next one. Now, every single language have a impolite and then politeness. The one we just talked about, it imperative and command, that's the impolite. So in English language, the impolite is used for military in Nepali, actually in Nepal. But in other culture, imperative is a very, very rude, एकदमै असभ्य भाषा हो, इनकरेक्ट. डग अनि एनिमल्स अनि हर्स अनि क्याट्स अनि त्यस्तोलाई मात्र. क्यान यु आस्क द डग, हजुर डग भित्र आउनुस्? यु एभर से दैट? नेभर से. अनि आफूभन्दा सानोलाई पनि मान गर्नुपर्छ. ए बाबु भित्र आउनुस्. नाउ दैट वर्ड बाबु भित्र आउनुस् मेक्स अ डिफरेन्स. हु द बाबु कुड बी? Who is the babu here? If I say babu भित्र आउनुस्,
It can be a name of a big person. Otherwise, if it's a small person, then the respect does not make sense. In that
babu
case.
भित्र आऊ. So then who is the babu here?
It's a small kid.
Yes.
Botta.
See, it's a difference of the language. So same way, polite and impolite is all available in any language. Now in English, is a politeness is expressed because most of the people who study English language and they say in English is only you. But in Nepali, we have a ta, timi, tapai, hazur. Those are the politeness. But in English also, politeness is expressed not by using the different pronoun, but by using the extra word. That's how it is being expressed, politeness in English language. When I say, give me that, that's the command. Give me that. Stop it. Give me that. That's the command. And then in a polite way, could you please stop? Could you please stop? Could you please stop? So I didn't change that. You is you. So could you please stop? That's a request. And then also sort of, politeness. So same way in Nepalbhasa, the politeness is described or used as a, now we're going to lesson 29. Okay, Kundu, your turn.
Request or polite forms. In contrast to a command, the request polite form is marked by adding disa, derived from the verb diye, stop, to the past conjunct form. A negative request is expressed by adding the phrase mate to the verb root di, as in di mate, please do not, etc. Ana jayana di mate, please do not work here.
Okay, so that's the D. D is to stop. D is the word for dia. Dia means to, while you are driving and then you need to stop on the middle of the road, there's a stop sign. So dia. So dia is to stop. So that word is used for making a politeness for dias. So go ahead with all the examples, please.
Naya diso, naya di mata.
Di mat. Sorry, I have a mistake there.
Naya di mate, thana jasa, ana jasa, daya disa, daya di mate, kaya disa, jita deva biya disa, thana hoya disa, kwaha jasa, kwaha jaya mate, thaha jasa, thaha jaya mate.
You see that how many forms are there? So one is disa and then di mate, right? Negative. Jasan is another. Disa and jasan are the two very, very polite way. So if the in Nepalbhasa speakers, they are higher than disa and jasan. Have you ever heard about bijang?
No, sir.
Bijang. So bijang is used for the priest and also bajacharya and shakyas and higher level of people. So that's just like a Hazur aunu hos, and then I boxias, I boxias. So those kind of higher form in Nepali. So we also have a higher form in Nepal, but we're not gonna do that for for now in Nepal. We just simply learn D as a root to make it a polite, and then son is added, and if it is a negative, is a mate is used, and D mate, na mate, daya mate, sunni mate. Now, going back to the same verb in page 26, let's make it command and also make it polite. Let's give it a try, practice. Same verb, Tonego, do it in a, okay, one person say one word and other person move on to another word. So go ahead, whose turn is this now? You wanna go with the Pawan, please? First one, do it in a twice. One with the command and other one with the polite.
또 또네 또 자사 또 디서
Tona disa.
또나 디서 또나 디서
Okay, the one at a time. So go ahead and Kundo.
Ton this
See, we have that Naya in the page 20, lesson 29. You have a Naya, Daya, Kaya. These are all the verb forms, and then just added the this in in a polite form.
Sir,
So,
Rigma this I mean
for politeness, yes. For impolite, for the command is just by verb root.
So you how to differentiate like when to use diso and chasa? Like the two, right?
The
So
stay is to sit, to stay.
Jasa is only for the go and come.
okay.
If you say Tona Jasa, that means you drink and go.
Okay. Then it's diso.
If you say Tale Jasa, you come upstairs. So the same word jasa has two different meaning. One is to let people go, and then other one to let people come. It's the same form jasa. Okay, now second word is chone. So command form is what?
Chua.
And then polite.
Chona disa.
Yes. Okay, you are getting that. Done. Now, what is the command form? Pawan. Okay, then.
Disa.
Still not quite ready. Say.
Dona Disa.
Donna.
Dona
Donna
Disa.
Disa. Yes.
Dona Disa.
Okay. Kundu. Naego.
Naya Disa.
What's the command form?
No.
Okay. Pawan. Daego.
Dada is
And then.
Daya Disa.
Okay. Good. So, what is the Daya Disa means?
Please hit.
Is there anyone next to you? So.
No answer.
Okay. Kaego. Command form. Kundu.
Kaya Disa. Kaya Disa.
Ka. Okay. Kaya Disa. And then Biego. Command form. Pawan. And then to polite.
BA is a command and
No,
Bia
no,
Disa.
command is view.
Okay, view.
Yeah.
View is command and Bia Disa is polite.
Okay. Zue. Command.
Zoo is command.
Okay. Zue Disa.
Zuya Disa.
Yeah.
To make it happen.
You become like him, just like that. Who just to something like that. Zue Disa. So there is a drama that you can be a role of Ram or Sita or something. So Zue Disa, something like that. Or maybe pretend like a Pradhan, like a mayor of the Kathmandu or something. Pretend like a Sachiv or something. Okay, Yaego, command form, Pawan.
Yeah. Yana Disa.
Okay, so now Shaego, Kundu, command form.
Sha.
And then polite.
Shana Disa. Shana Disa.
Okay, Pengiego, Pawan.
Pinky. Pinky is
Pinky.
Pinky
Yes,
is
yes,
command.
yes. And then
And Pinka Disa is please kick.
yes. Now we need to try one more time. Tonego, don't drink. How do you say?
Tona Mate.
Yes. Chonego, I'm going to go all with one person, okay? Chonego, go ahead.
Chona Mate.
Chonemote.
Chona Mate.
If it is a disa, it's a chona. If it is a negative, then it's a chone. Chonemote. Chonemote. Danego,
Dane Mate.
naego,
Naya Mate.
daego,
Dae Mate.
kaego,
Kae Mate.
biego,
Bie Mate.
juego,
Jue Mate.
yaego,
Yae Mate.
chaego,
Sai Mate.
pengiego.
Penke Mate.
Okay, now with the negative polite. So kundu, negative polite. How do you say that? Tonego.
Tone Di Mate.
Tona di mate. See
Tona
that
di
in a 20 section lesson 29 di mate.
Oh.
Naya di mate. Okay, tonego. Negative polite.
Tona Di Mate.
Okay, danego.
Tona Di Mate.
Naego.
Naya Di Mate.
Daego.
Daya Di Mate.
Kaego.
Kaya Di Mate.
Biego.
Bia Di Mate.
Juego.
Juya Di Mate.
Yaego.
Yana Di Mate.
Chaego.
Shana Di Mate.
Penkego.
Pinka Di Mate. Pinky Di Mate.
Okay, penka di mate.
Pinka Di Mate.
I think you understood mostly. So that is good. So any question? You got a sense?
Yes, sir.
And I'm just giving you only examples, but the more practice you have to do it yourself. So these are the regular forms that the Nepal Bhasa is a very, very unique. I always say that unique. But once you know the rule, and it's very easy to remember. Once you know the rule, and once you know the formation, and once you know the structure, it's just like a piece of cake. I mean, that's the way of we say piece of cake means very easy. So.
Yes.
ल अब प्रिपरेसनको लागि चाहिँ कति मलाई मेरो हेल्प चाहिन्छ? Do you need my help for the preparation for the next?
So
Next one.
Preparation को लागि Pawan, do you need help? Ani Kundule, have you already started or not yet analyzing?
I did. Sorry, the first sentence में अड्किरहेको छु म.
के भयो?
तापाको भन्नाले के भन्छ?
Tapa भनेको चाहिँ far away. टाढो.
Okay.
कति टाइम भयो? हामीको टाइम ओभर भयो के आज?
8:40 होला सर. मलाई 9 मा निस्किनु पर्ने छ आज, अफिस जानु पनि घरबाट लिएको भएर.
ओके ल मैले टाइम अलिक बढी लिएछ है आज. Okay, I think you all done. I was not thinking the time today. Go ahead. We'll see you next week.
Sure.
If you don't have any questions, so we can stop now. So I think I cover up the most reason.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Have a good night, sir. Bye bye.
Okay,
Have a good day. Good night. Good
thank
night.
you. Thank you.
Bye.
मेरो चाहिँ डे भयो अलमल हुँदो रहेछ. यहाँ चाहिँ डे हो, यहाँ चाहिँ मेरो नाइट हो अहिले.
ए.
Yes, bye bye.
Okay, please stop recording, please. See you next week.
Sure, sir. See you next week. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.